Balls. Check 1. Syphilis. Alright, didn't check that. And of course it changed. Beautiful. B-E-A-beautiful. Hi, Pickles. Now you have your noises. It was a setting on OBS. It switched me to default again. You're the fucker. Fuck you. I'm still standing. Ooh. One. Hi, Casket. No worries. Thanks for checking in. I know you're living. That makes sense, Outernet, and hope you're well. Yeah, I tried starting the stream and the palette cam just wouldn't turn on, everybody. Tried a bunch of things. Wouldn't start. It's a good start, Mud. Good start to the day. Another thing I need to, it definitely, you know, I don't have a lot of stuff going on, so it'll be a good distraction. Where'd I put that duct tape? I wanted to use this for the block-in. Ow, fuck. Shit balls. Yep. Hi, Catherine. There's some exciting news today. Recently developed an Android app for tracking your transit. Awesome, Tommy. I hope it goes well, bud. That's exciting. Sounds complicated. Tokishima Games. Well, cool. Congratulations, Tommy. That's exciting. Hi, Nava Ramat. Okay. Navarama Hara. Welcome in. I thought I had duct tape over here. I need to grab tape to, I have to do a very special process on these brushes that I have. A very unique process clouded in mystery. Close? Yeah. I didn't think I did bad. Hold on, I need my tools. Need my tools. It's for time. It is. All right, you can't even see my tools because my palette cam isn't working. I'm not a tool. It seems so. How you doing, Drez? There you go, hearing my tool. All right. And what we do, see, we use this thing called duct tape. Ooh, 190. So that means salt's at 200. What we're gonna do is overlap these two things very precisely, and bind them together. It just gave me that just showed up on my OBS. That just showed up on my OBS magically. I was amazed that it did that. That's good to hear, Drez. Yep, good about salt. I would have never noticed. Nope. Ugh. I will be getting into the president files. We're going to wait for people to come in so I don't have to repeat a lot of the shit. But we will be discussing my new tenure as Generalissimo El Presidente. Date for HR. You want to tentatively plan? Probably not. Let's see. When do we... Tuesdays are bad days, right, to stream? I'll probably be streaming Monday. I mean, not Monday. I'll probably be streaming Wednesday. So, let's say Tuesday. Hi, Carlos Robles. Welcome in. We're just getting set up here. I'm doing this really precise process on these newer brushes that I bought thinking I was going to be able to paint. They're a little bit softer. Tuesday? That works. So I apologize for not starting immediately. We'll just do 2 of these brushes for now. Very precise. You know, if you want me to do this for your brushes, I'll only charge a couple $1,000s per brush. You love painting? I do too, Carlos. I do too, Carlos. I'm still standing. Do you do oil painting, Carlos? Hi, Omizu. Welcome in. Okay. 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 One last one. Cookies obtained. Good. All right. Did everybody see the setup? I put the picture. Well, the picture's up on stream, but set that up today. That's my newest model, live-in roommate, Jebediah Bonespur. Jebediah Bonespur, who has who claims to have fought in several wars, but he hasn't been a part of any war. He is a stolen valor man, but he dresses the part. He's the exact same as Ricardo. Oh, you're Carol's step... Oh, nice. Well, welcome in, Carlos. Oh my god, 210? Pumpkin cookies sound awesome. Sorry, I'm just getting paper towels. We gotta... Alright. This makes this a lot less interaction without the in your general direction. Shit in yours, man.
Wow.
That's true. That is true, Mud. There's no way out. So in case anyone was wondering, this is what we're painting today. This is what we're painting today. Hi, Prue, yummy. You should. You should, Prue, yummy. We got all the skeleton, the apple, and the cup are all new props. Not working from a photo, Mizu. That is a big apple I found at the Goodwills. At the Goodwills. Oh. Oh, then you shouldn't use them, Yummy. You should get new ones if they're moldy. 1 to 10, how big of an asshole is he? Well, he chain smokes, and he talks about all of his time in the military, even though he wasn't in the military. So that's Jebediah Bonespur for you. Does he encourage fraud? No, he claims that he's not a fraud. What's on his head? So that, actually, the hat is an interesting story. I got that hat a little bit ago, Mizu. That is actually a Knights Templar hat, like from that group that I got at a antique store. Oh, thank you, Adenet. So it's actually in like an old time Knights Templar hat. Great guy, Pickles. Whoa. Fucking shit. Right. Oh, fuck you, Salt. There's a pan on it. No, that's an actual cap. That was a cap. They actually had a picture of the guy who it belonged to at the store I bought it from. So that makes it even weirder. Like, that came from a dead guy. Oh, I don't have gloves on. I'm all over the place. No, you don't need to apologize. Interrupt away. You see the cross on the forehead? That's the Knights Templar like group. There's like Knights of Columbus, there's a few other ones. The Masons. So the Knights Templar are kind of related to that shit. Alright. We're getting paint out now, everybody. You may not believe me, but I'm putting on gloves and we're getting the paint out. You may not believe me, but we're starting very fast, everybody. Okay. I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a new forever. Don't you know I'm still Where is my phthalo blue? There it is. Okay. All right, everybody. They're celebrating the Holy Week here, and I live near a church. I think my head is going to explode. I bet. But obviously, the stream is very religious. Okay. Palette for today is titanium white, lead white. I believe we're probably going to be using bismuth vanadate yellow or cadmium yellow. It's one of these yellows I'm trying to use up. Pyrrole red, quinacridone magenta, ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, and burnt umber. We're going to use some filler. We're just going to do the block in today, so I have some oil, like usual. Oh, shit. The oil actually took me 2 tries today, everybody. 2 tries. 2 tries in the oil today, everybody. We didn't do a contest.
Boo this man!
Don't you... Stop it. Stop it. Okay.
Stop whining.
Sorry, getting out paint, everybody. I know. I know. I'm not a whiner, Fox, man.
I award you no points.
Okay.
And may God have mercy on your soul.
All right, I guess it's just a shithead Sunday, led by Maddie.
Get your hands off my penis! Stop it. Okay, unless you want everyone to call you Negative Nancy from now on.
I'm not being a negative Nancy. That wasn't my hand. JAQ. Don't you know I'm still standing? Don't worry, we're just getting paint out, everybody. Settle down. You can't see it. You can't see it. Jebediah's last crusade, true. I'm not a negative Nancy. Pickles, wait until you hear what I'm going through right now, okay? Wait until I start. I put out way too much magenta. Jesus Christ. Wait till you hear about the Presidente files. Just wait. So why isn't only your plums in the frame? My plums.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
Right down in those plums. My palette cam isn't working. It just wouldn't work, everybody. I don't know why. And it's frustrating because I don't want to buy another one. I would prefer not to buy another one. So that I found that apple at the Goodwill's, Shasta. It's a big old apple. Okay. Yep. Okay. 1 second, everybody. We're almost there, okay? I need you all to settle down. You're welcome, Prue Yummy. I need you all to settle down. Okay. Settle down, Snark. I am settling up. All right, once I start painting everybody, we're gonna start. I'm gonna start going over the president files. Should be playing 3-card money. I was thinking about that, but then I just figure sitting around with a drink and some smokes and a random apple. He's just trying to tell his fake war stories. Like about that one time in Vietnam where he said he was attacked by an alien and his whole group was killed and then he killed the alien. He said it was like a game. I did, Nordic. It is broke. Is this the 4th panel? Oh no, this isn't for the triptychs. This is just for something else. I didn't for some reason I didn't feel like doing the 3rd one of the triptych right now. Always raining, Prue Yummy. Possibly, Shasta. Why are you disappointing me, Nordic?
Quit playing with your dinghy.
I'm doing the best that I can. Nobody believes me. Sometimes your best isn't good enough. Okay. How you doing, Drew Holt? All right, just mixing up the last. I should make sure this shit is clean, yo. Okay. All right. Who's ready for the president files? Who's ready for the president files? Never ready? It's a lot. Shit I've been dealing with for the past few months and now really coming to a head. Been re-redacted? They have. All right, this is a lot of tea, Nordic. This is a lot of tea. The files have been unsealed, and I'm gonna let it all fly, everybody. Is Maddie and Mud here? Because they wanted to hear it as well. Maddie and Mud here? Maddie's here. Mud's here. Okay. All right. So yesterday I became the president of the board of my HOA board. So to give you some historical reference, when I first got here, I was told about a certain... I am starting at the beginning. I'm giving you the lore. When I moved here, I was warned by 4 different people about one of our neighbors. About stuff he was doing, complaining about, blah, 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 blah. And basically right after I moved there, he sued 4 separate people who were on the board in my association. But I kind of stayed out of it. Okay? I kind of stayed out of it. And, you know, I was just kind of paying my dues, stuff like that. All right? So, sorry, hold on. All right, so that had been happening in the background, and I wasn't really involved with it. I really wasn't going to board meetings, stuff like that. But at the end of January, we got an email from our condo management place. He did not, Omizu. Saying that they were resigning because, all the board members ended up resigning over the course of the year until we had no board members. The last one resigned in December. Okay. So, at the end of January, the condo management place that collects and documents our money said that they were resigning because we don't have a board. Okay, so that means our bills stop being paid from that point on. And so then I called somebody like, hey, you know, I'll volunteer for the board if we need it, blah, 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 blah. I hear nothing back for like a month until somebody schedules a meeting, a members meeting, to discuss our predicament and situation. And at that meeting, I kind of got the lore of basically the guy who's been suing everybody hasn't been winning, and he's very irrational and manic.
Save the children!
I will not. He's been very, you know, the lawsuits haven't been doing anything. One got dismissed, or several got dismissed. He refiles. I find out he's been like he does secret recordings at meetings and phone calls. And he does these like document requests for documents that he has access to. Yep. And I'm mixing paint, by the way, everybody, right now. Well, no, because he just has, I don't know what he's trying to do. Now, there's been some disputes on what is his property. because he's claiming something on Zillow. No, he's not, Snark, because I'm going to get to it. So at this members meeting, we were talking about what we have to do because we have four people not paying we have 4 out of 15 who haven't been paying dues, including him. And to the amount of over $25,000. Yep, we have that. We've done that. But between the lawsuits and the harassment, nobody wanted to deal with it. And so I found myself in a position where, like, literally people were just, like, putting their heads down when they're talking about, like, volunteers. And so I just said, fuck it, I'll do it, because everybody's afraid of getting sued. And so I volunteered for president. That caused another person to say that they'll do the secretary. And then one of the previous people who are getting sued will continue as treasurer. So then I sent out the meeting notice. I know, right? I sent the meeting notice, and immediately we're gonna call him Kevin. Asked me to give him a call, where he basically just rants and raves at me for an hour about all these things. He uses terms like, well, are you open to the truth? Things like this. Okay. And then he, you know, like, it was just like, you know, he's kind of slurring his words. Yep. It's one of those things, Mud. And so like, and then he's kind of like, then he's trying to arrange a meeting for me to talk with his lawyers. I actually think it's a possibility, because I looked up some of the social media and stuff. I hope you're... I'm not. I'll get to some more about that, Omizu, okay? So then, he's trying to arrange, before our vote yesterday, he tried to arrange a meeting with his lawyers, and I told him I will, because I'm just trying to farm information here about the history. And then he's like, so it was happening now a week and a half ago, where we were trying to arrange it, but I was going to my parents' house for the week for that shit I was doing. And I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought a little bit. So then I said I can't do it in person. He wanted to do it in person. I said I could do it over a phone call on Monday. He said his lawyers can't do it on Monday. So then we moved it to Thursday. I didn't hear back from him, and then I just get a call from him personally saying his lawyer couldn't make it. And then we had the same call we did before for like another hour and 20 minutes of just kind of being ranted and raved at. I did get to ask him a few questions regarding what would it take for him to pay his dues back, and it's not tenable. So he claims that he basically threatened to sue me in that call, by the way, if I continue the current board's rules and stuff. Most likely, but I don't know if he has money. I don't think he does, based on some of the things he said and how he's acting. It's just kind of a bizarre thing. I don't think he's working. I don't know for sure, but it's just really bizarre. But then we have the meeting yesterday. He doesn't sit in the room, he sits out of the room, but he says, I want to say something before the meeting starts, and he just basically says, I'm abstaining from all votes for this illegal, like, board meeting and stuff like that. And he says, I'm going to record it, and then Illinois is a two consent. This is before anybody says anything. Is a dual consent state. Almost everybody said we don't consent to it. He does it anyways. No, he hasn't been paying for over a year, Snark. I don't know. I really don't know what his end goal is, right? And so he recorded it anyways. I get voted in. The other people get voted in. We talk about, we're going to be getting lawyers because we already have liens on the 4 places that aren't paying. And apparently our condo management place quit because he threatened them with a lawsuit because they filed a lien. And that's why they resigned. And they don't want, you know, we pay him like $350 a month. Anyways. And then during the meeting, these random people walk up to our back door. It must be Omizu, saying that like they actually used his address for like somebody who scammed a car. Now he wasn't involved with that, but it's just a weird coincidence that it happened during the meeting, where somebody said that they paid him in a check and then the check bounced, but they gave him the car. Basically silver grains. And so then sorry, we talk about getting lawyers, and we're going to go through an eviction. We're most likely going to have to pursue eviction processes since we already have liens, but it just costs more, and we don't have enough money to pay our bills because we don't have enough people paying into the HOA. So we might have to do a special assessment for that shit because we are behind on money. And then we got some more stuff. One of the people who was there, his ex-wife, who also lives there, like they're still on good terms, gave me a call after I sent out a meeting, the meeting notice for our next meeting about some stuff. And then I basically was held hostage for like an hour and a half from a drunk woman in Hawaii, who apparently is an artist too. Where she's just like, it is insane, Omizu, because like she'd bring up like her work, like she's an artist apparently, and she actually has a website and stuff like that. But then like, you know, she's like just like very, I think wine drunk is what it seemed like. But I couldn't get out of the conversation type thing, and it did last about an hour and 20 minutes. What is the screenplay? I don't know. And then I've been recording the minutes. Oh, sorry. One other thing with Kevin. So Kevin sent me all these emails after our talk on Thursday about all these like things, and he claims as evidence of like the board working against him, and he sent me illegally recorded recordings of some of the people. So then I had to send them to the people. I told the people about them. They have another court case on Wednesday, or another court appearance. No. Well, everybody's really cool outside of Kevin. But it just makes like everything. Your power went out again, Maddie? Jesus Christ. It's just, and basically I'm preparing to get sued. I think I will be sued. I'll have to spend money on lawyers that I don't really have. To get this resolved. And then I have to be put in the position where I'm going to have to most likely evict people, which I don't want to do, but we can't operate the way we've been operating. And nobody else would kind of step up. And I get why they wouldn't, but it's just knowing that it has to be me. They're doing it civilly. They can't. It's part of our bylaws. You can't sue the board or, you know. Well, the place will, if they do get evicted, it will be up for sale, Maddie. But you know, it's to buy. I don't know what it costs to rent though. Very much so, King. None. So Silver, I've learned about the other lawsuit. So one of the guys didn't even have a lawyer for a year during his lawsuit, and there were seven court meetings where he just basically, because he's like very conspiratorial, he told the judge that the judge doesn't know the law, and then the judge would be like, I do know the law, you don't, stop talking, and then they get in a fight every time until the first suit got dismissed. Then he filed a new one, and then another judge said all these suits need to be combined, to his, dismay. So now all four of them versus him are in one lawsuit. So yeah, that's been what's been going on. So there are two, Mud. Now, I looked up one of his lawyers because he copied them on the emails with me, and the first Google review for that lawyer, Mud, was cheapest lawyer in Rockford. And then I don't know. He is suing for some type of punitive damage. Silvery's suing him for like 10 grand a piece. But then that same lawyer apparently was the ex-landlord of one of the people he's suing, and he's like, oh yeah, that guy's a douchebag, like, I know it's completely frivolous. He's not gonna. So I am reassured that he could not sue me for anything because I'm only acting in good faith and the benefit of the HOA. But the fact of the matter is, I'm gonna have to go through that, and I might have to hire lawyers with money that I don't have. Well, that's the thing that doesn't make sense, Silver. None of these things actually like benefit Kevin. Like none of the things actually benefit Kevin. Yeah. He has to get in front of a judge and well, so, and then, like, well, he didn't even show up to the one where he got dismissed at, too. It doesn't, because he gets late fees, Snark. He gets late fees. They, like, it's not a huge amount of late fees, but it's still, like, an extra $25 a month. And he hasn't been paying for over a year. We have 3 people not paying for over a year, and we have another person who hasn't paid for, like, 3.5 years. No, the fees go to the HOA. It's a fee imposed by the HOA. That's how these things work. So the HOA can fine people within, for specific reasons. Yeah. Is anyone that lives within the HOA a lawyer? No. We right now we're fine. I have to find a lawyer. So it's like, it's all work for me. I have to find a lawyer who would be willing to take it on. And I have to figure out how much they cost. I have to do a special assessment. I also have to figure out how we're going to get our bills paid. So if we evict them, though, we can literally take their home. Hire the cheapest lawyer around. No, I'm going to find somebody who's willing to do it, and we'll do it, well. Because theoretically, we'll pay for it initially, but the lawyer fees will come out of the people we have to evict. Yeah, water, sewage. So, by the way, our bills haven't been paid yet, and if our water gets turned off, our building can be condemned. Well, you place liens. Evicting is like the last thing, but unfortunately, we're in a position we have like 4 people where we might have to do that to. Yes. They've been run around a lot. or people say that they're going to and then they don't. Kevin is the only one I've got an answer saying he's refusing to pay. But I don't know if he is actually capable of. So yeah, so there we go, everybody. That's kind of like, there's some other things I might be missing that I don't remember at the moment. Like he's claimed that the HOA has discriminated against him. He is a black man. He said that a 73-year-old woman assaulted him. Yeah, no, I'll give you all the gossip on everything that's going on. I suspect that there might be a mental illness combined with substance abuse. I suspect. But that's conjecture. Or speculation. Is he the one that implied she was... Yes. I mean, I don't know. There's been formal. Well, that's the thing. They don't have any, like, you know, so, like, you know, if we're talking about those talks we had, there's a rule where people who aren't current on dues can't serve on the board. He had problems with that. He has problems with some of the wording we have in our meeting minutes that he's trying to, like, get us to change. I think it runs the risk of harassment or countersuing for that reason, Snark. We can't, if we do it on one, we have to do it on all, King. No, it's not squatters' rights because they own the units, King. They own the units. Sorry, I had to respond to a message. It is. But yeah, so like, King, we can't do it to one person and not the other, because then he actually would have a claim of like discrimination, right? Especially because I think technically he's the one who owes the lease. Hi, Cranky Martini. Yeah, exactly. The thing that's stressful, Silver, is just going through all this and just, like, if I had money, I would not really be concerned. And, like, you know, my parents would help me out if it came down to it, but, like, I don't want to be in that position, right? Where now I have to hire other lawyers to, or ask for favors from family members or something like that to help me with a bullshit lawsuit, right? Yeah, just say, hey, sorry, I got crazy diarrhea. Do you mind if we end this call right now? I have crazy old-timey diarrhea. Well, he hasn't yet. It's just that every person who's been in this position, he has. You get what I'm saying, Silver? So it's like, I'm expecting that. I've also never been a president on a board either, so it's like I'm also having to learn. Did I make this too low, maybe? Good, Maddie, good. Lots of liquid shits. Maybe you can be the courtroom artist. Maybe. Maybe. Maddie has crazy diarrhea, old-timey diarrhea right now. Maddie's neighbors, hear this. Maddie has unspeakable diarrhea right now. The kind that you got in the Oregon Trail. Oregon Trail. I see, Silver. That's true, Maddie. I'm still standing. Oh, he died of dysentery. Yep. Cholera. I got a case of, or was it? I got a case of the vapors. Does that need to be higher? Yeah. I made that way too low. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? My cat made me send a text before I was done writing. Well, that sucks, Snark, but I don't think you're gonna have a lot of luck with that, unfortunately, depending on the time of the day. No, it's off to the side. Yeah, you're looking at a more straight-on view than I'm looking at. College rugby player, high school wrestler. I have not. I have not. Violence like that won't solve it. Well, frankly, it will make me lose everything. So do I just like... Do I bring it up here?
Fire the nuclear weapon.
Oh my god, a raid! I don't feel like dying, Snark. No, that won't be the answer, unfortunately. Welcome in. Oh my god! Who's Vinny? And what have you done with vintage watercolors? We do. And I hate guns. Welcome in. Welcome in. What were you working on in stream? Yeah. Get out of here. I will not. You get... Wait, no, you're staying. You're here forever. What were you working on? Post your links or else. Oh, you're trapped here forever, Pixies. Pixies. Stole my biscuits? Pixie stole my biscuits. Nice vintage. I've been giving the tea about my HOA drama. I am now the generalissimo of my HOA board. They can be fine. This situation sucks. Backtrack what? Give me your links. Give me those links. Good. The fuck is that noise? But yeah. So that's my current situation, everybody. Maddie, did we give a day for Heated Rivalry? What day did I say? Did I say Wednesday? Tuesday? Okay. Yeah, we've been watching Heated Rivalry. And then Mud's been giving all the lore. Did you? What's the problem with that? I'm inquisitive, Maddie. I'm an inquisitive boy. I am neither one of those things. I'm calculated and conniving. You're a cannoli. I am not a cannoli. Yeah, you guys have been straight on addicted. Fuck. Nothing straight about me. I'm very straight. I'm super straight. Y'all hear about that class that like people were like oh, about it? You mean the fucking in HR? About the hot fucking? Is that what we're talking about, Maddie? Why would that make your blood pressure rise? If you want to see two really hot dudes banging and flirting, do it. You should. Oh, we see more. We see other hot dudes banging. So it is really like a softcore porno. It's exactly right, King. And by the way, King, I hope you've been well, bud. Nice seeing you again. Sorry, you came in and I didn't say anything because I was in the middle of my tea. We met another gay couple? Or was it the two dudes, the Scotty guy and the other guy he was sitting with? You'll like the sex scenes in Heater Rivalry, pretty yummy. Fair enough, Vintage. You just called down the thunder and you're gonna get lightning. You just called down the thunder. Did everyone just see what Vintage Watercolors just did? The mistake they just made? Everyone seeing this? The big kiss episode, but if no, like, gotcha. Anna. Well, you should go back and watch it just for. You should not. You should skip through everything but the sex scenes. I'm still standing. Mm-hmm. Well, I doubt it. I have to say, I liked episodes 1 and 2 a lot better than episode 6. I'm good, just busy, screwed over by a former opponent. I'm sorry to hear that, King. That really fucking sucks. So you read it too, Yummy? No. I'm just talking about on... See, we watch... I'm learning this about myself slowly, everybody. I watch movies and films a lot differently than everybody else does. I like technical stuff. I'm not just all about the narrative. I do appreciate a good narrative. Don't get me wrong. But if it's like shoddily made or like not creative, it loses a lot for me. Nice. We've watched 1 and 2 and 6 together, Shasta. They said you got to start with 6. So I'm like, okay, I'll start with 6. I thought I was going to start with 1 and 2, but they had me start off with episode 6. And then we did 1 and 2. I haven't seen any of 5, Maddie. I got in there like a few minutes into 6. Three's next, Shasta. Or at least I don't remember any of 5. No, I just remember the only thing I recall, Maddie, from it was them in the house, in the getaway house. Watching a lot of 6. Like, because remember I came in there to talk about those paintings, so I might have just not been paying attention. I'm a very easy crier, so I don't doubt that. Media makes me cry very easily. If I see a reel with like a little kid happy to see their grandparents, it makes me tear up. All right? I fall for all that shit.
Wow, wow, wow.
Oh, Dave, what's up, bud? How you been? I'm doing well, Dave. I'm doing swell. Actually, not really, but I'm doing good enough. I'm just stressed. Could be better. Yeah. But I'm glad to hear you're doing well. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm really kind of pussy dicking around this thing, huh? I'm still standing. Hey, hey. So if anybody, does anybody know any good real estate lawyers who could do an eviction? Who are barred in Illinois? Is Dia here? Is my current legal counsel here, Dia? Start painting again, but I need help with certain. You just lean up a cork board. No worries, King. Buy a cork board. Print them out. Get those photos printed out, and then just tack it and just lean it up against your thing. I know lots of lawyers here, but what about Illinois? Yeah. Yeah, and you know, you need somebody kind of specialized in the specific type here. I'm still standing. Wrong fucking brush. Whatever. I prefer flat brushes. I prefer flats and long-handled. That's about it. And bristle. That's about it. Nothing small, nothing tiny. I actually might start using or I'm going to test out at least using, I might be testing out fan brushes for block-ins. If they know anybody, Pickles. Oh, gotcha. Well, then no worries. Don't stress out over it. I got to do the research for it. And... Do you know what that process costs, Pickles? No, you need somebody who just knows the shit. Can't risk it. Also, homicide would be a prosecution. Not like a, you know, from like a government. Yeah. I might struggle with this, with these dimensions, because it already looks fucked to me, like I didn't bring it high enough. Or it's too... I think this needs to be smaller, huh? I think we need to be smaller. So let's do that. That's true. Don't you boo me, Maddie. Well, no, you can see the photo, King. Oh, wait, yeah, but it's different. It's different. I should probably take a photo of it. Oh, fuck. That's paint on my shirt. Beans. Beans and toast. Oh, I forgot to do that, Maddie. I'm sorry. Oh, you can see my hair? There goes my headphone. Shocking. Maddie, there's a lot I got a lot of shit going on. Don't give me your sass right now. I'm up to my ass and stuff to do. How dare you, David? How dare you try and take away my First Amendment? Come on, David. Don't you give me sass. Sassafras.
aggressive.
B. Aggressive. B-E aggressive. No worries, Pickles. I need some darker colors, so I'm going to use up more of this burnt umber, or raw umber, that I haven't used in... Glad you like him, Karen. How have you been? Nice to see you. Okay. Fuck you, Maddie. Fuck you. Yeah, so I think by our bylaws we have to do it through a lawyer. Outside of like the lien and stuff like that. Pickles. At least they don't have that laid out, right? But they do have like, you know... And I think maybe in the States it could be a little bit differently. But I don't have any confidence in a collection agency actually getting anything done. Also, at least in the States. There's no legal obligation in the States. Like, that won't force them to pay, you know? You did it a lot more than me, Maddie. And yes, there is a double standard. Well, thanks for asking. I'm just back from a long training. Boom. I'm doing all right. Stressed about stuff. I'm now the general dictator president of my HOA board. And dealing with that. There might be a cheaper, yeah. Well, I think if I find a specialized lawyer for it, they might be more reasonable, but it's still probably going to cost. And we can recoup those costs from the people we're collecting from, but it's just after the whole process is done, you know? I did say dick. Really? I saw you guys watching it yesterday. How'd you like it? I haven't even seen the first one, though. It's responsible for a lot of furries, though, Maddie. Did I share in the Discord on what channel? Yeah, there's the share your art, Pro Yummy. And also, if you want critique, I am happy to give critique as people would like. If anybody wants critique, I've said this before, I will give you honest critique. Oh, interesting. Good to hear, Maddie. Oh, definitely, Maddie. You're as cool as ice. Come on, Jiro. Don't worry about it, Yummy. I'm just letting you know we have a portion. We have that in the Discord, and I offer. You know, I've always wanted critique, and I would like to foster a community that can give and take critique in a healthy manner. And because I think it's a somewhat underutilized part of the communities.
The old double team.
I even gave you the hand. I even did the hand. I even did the hand, Maddie. Look at the value I just gave. God, I think that needs to be longer. As for critique, he just makes... Yeah, that's right. That's what the critiques usually are. Or, yeah, I mean, you could set up something in real life and just paint from that. Paint from life. I think the best thing you could do if you're trying to learn, everybody, is the paint from life. And you can prepare yourself for the paint-a-dong. The rapidly approaching paint-a-dong. There's that wit of yours, Maddie. Ha! Gets me every time. What does? could not say this firm enough, Maddie. I hate these nuts jokes. That's true, King. Have a good one, Yummy. Thanks for hanging out. I'm doing all right, Ember. How are you doing? How are you doing today? I did it in July last year, right? So maybe around 4th of July. You know, to celebrate all of our collective patriotism. You know, especially the European patriotism in the United States. We all know how much you Europeans love the United States right now, okay? Yeah, you should, Maddie. All right, I'm okay, thank you. Yeah. When you're done being the evil dictatorship, you want to do a session like you did with Garg where we set up similar still lives and yeah, absolutely. We can do that even beforehand, Maddie. Listen, like, it's just work. I'm still gonna try and keep up my schedule with everything. I have other work I'm doing too to make money. I also have the fairs coming up, but I do intend to keep on painting, like, you know, like I have been. It's just gonna be... I probably got a solid 6 months of bullshit before things really settle down. Because I got the art fairs coming up, too. Yeah. Jebediah, that's right, Carlos. You're not going to be a fan of Jebediah. He's big into stolen valor, Carlos. Hence by his last name, Bone Spurs. Or Bone Spur. No, just a chain smoker. Just a chain smoker. So Jebediah claims to be a member of the Knights Templar. He says he's fought in the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, Vietnam, Korea, World War I, but not World War II. Maybe. That chest is just way too fucking big, huh? Well, that's what he says and makes up. But, you know, he has no evidence and he wears the wrong medals, Carlos. He's rooting for it, his own words. Which one? Isn't Andrew Callahan the actual guy with Channel 5? Like, which I've seen, like, his Nick Shirley one was fucking insane. Nick Shirley didn't know what fucking benevolent meant. Oh, Jebediah's. I have not seen Jebediah's. Would that be a funny video? Would that be a funny comedic video, Carlos? If I just use all my props like we're interviewing my props? And I could even, like, puppet them a little bit? That would be a lot of work. But that could be pretty funny. Like, you know, the special one with, like, Plasticia. But Plasticia can't talk. One for Rudy. The problem is, there might be some fine lines I have to walk with the personalities I've given them. Shooby dooby. Fucking. Ugh. All right, just getting out more paint that you can't see because everything is awesome. Everything is just fine, everybody, okay? Everything is wonderful. Foin, roll foin. Yeah, I probably should. Probably should. Thank you for the reminder. Nope. Welcome back, Mud. What'd you have for dinner, Mud? It's a good looking food. Solo roast, gochujang chicken. You've done that a few times with some cauliflower. I do. I love me some cauliflower. Ah, I gotcha. You need one of those set it and forget it Mud. You need to get one of those Ron Popeil rotisseries. Set it and forget it. You not remember? You, yeah, okay, you did. Okay, good. I was worried you didn't. I was gonna be surprised if you didn't remember that. It's like the infomercial that would come on after Emerald. I know. Like going to sleep, watching like Emerald's like live show that he taped. And then afterwards it was, yeah, BAM! Dude, I grew up on that shit too. His food always looks so good. He's actually, I thought he was gonna be a douche. As like, got older. He's actually a pretty decent guy, it seems like. Yeah, yep. Pork fat rules. Well, like he did some cool things over COVID. Like he kept basically all of his restaurants running at a loss, like a significant loss to keep everybody their jobs and shit like that. He did some like genuinely altruistic things during for New Orleans at least. Nolans. Jan can cook versus Emerald, who wins? Emerald would probably fit me better. I'd like them both. That's not to say one's like bad. I just like Emerald made so many things that were like, I don't know, that just like, oh, that looks fucking fantastic for me. But if I had to choose one, well, all right, not anymore, but for their purely cooking, Molto Mario was I watched Molto Mario on repeat. And it sucks that he had to turn into, or he was a bit of a sex pervert. But Molto Mario was my biggest jam. And did you ever watch Great Chefs of the World? Yeah, he facilitated some bad shit though. But he was so fucking knowledgeable. It was on Discovery, like at 3 o'clock. So like you get it home from 3 to 4. They had like Great Chefs of the United States and Great Chefs of the World. And it'd just be like going to fancy restaurants where they just have a chef make like this one dish. Not ringing a bell. Okay. Did you ever watch Two Fat Ladies, Mud? A little bit. I actually watched a couple of their episodes online. They came on my YouTube feed. Fuck. Oh God, you know what? Now I retract some statements. Iron Chef Japan. I rewatch those actually fairly regularly, Mud. That is such a comfort show for me. It's just, it's the fucking greatest. It's so good. I was never that much into Iron Chef America. But yeah, Iron Chef Japan. I could watch that shit every day. Did we get an ad warning, everybody, that I missed? Yeah, it was all Iron Chef Japan. 7 minutes, okay. I know, Maddie. You always do. Gosh. Am I? I'm testing. Am I leaning that much? Or am I leaning this way? I'm leaning that way. That's what it is. It's getting pretty long. I might have to put it in a headband and cut it, snip it off again. Since Nam? Trim it up, rock the Lord Farquaad. That's true. Jerry curl. Maddie, I think you could rock a Jerry curl. Just get that soul glow. Let it shine. A Jerry curl? You don't know what a Jerry curl is? Mud, do you know what a Jerry curl is? You'd have to perm your hair, though. I think it's like a half perm, something like that. And you have to spray it with this shit. It's popular in the 80s. And it's like really, it's like really like wet with like a gel or something. Maddie, I think you could pull off a Jerry curl. Well, like they would spray, like they'd bring like a spray bottle of some shit. Oh yeah, I gotta do that. Okay. All right. We got ads. Just let your soul glow, let it shine. All right. All right, everybody, it's time for our pissing and shitting break. Okay. Government mandated 3 to 4 shits and pisses done separately during this 5-minute break. Okay. It's got to power through. It's got to power through. You also have to shower, shave, and sob. And snag. It's kind of a workout if you think about it. All right. All right, gonna run ads. And we'll see you in about 5. Oh, May. That, yeah, it's one of 7,300 mud that just go on constant repeat even when I'm sleeping. And I refuse to wear headphones. I just have it on speakers. Yeah. It's designed it's designed to keep me sane, as odd as that sounds. It keeps me sane. Exactly, Mud. You get it. I'm very mentally stable, as you have observed, obviously. As you have observed, I'm a very Son of a bitch! Garg! Garg! How are you? Garg, we have to hang out soon. Babbly. Babbly. You have to meet Jebediah Bonespur. Just orting. Nice. Good, good, good. Hold on. Gotta take this. Hello. All right, I'm back. That was my aunt / godmother. She's having me do a commission for my other aunt who had a cat that passed away recently. Yeah. So we were trying to link up and talk about it this weekend, but just busy with a lot of different shit. So we're gonna have a call tomorrow. With my presidential duties, and my other like 3D modeling work and stuff like that. But yesterday I pretty much had a ton of HOA responsibilities, unfortunately. Oh fuck, I have to go to a meeting tomorrow too for the other. I have more HOA duties tomorrow night that I have to go to as well, that I kind of forgot about for the last few hours. That might need to be. Garg, do you want to set up a dinner sometime soon, or plein air session? Sounds good. I'm running out of colors, and I don't know if I want to do anything else. What do we think? What are we thinking, everybody? Well, I don't want to necessarily put out more colors, but I could use up other stuff to just get shit covered. That's not as bad. So maybe I'll just do that. Maddie's color is different than last time, Mud. I've noticed that as well. think this needs to move to the left a little bit. Oh, fuck. Ow. There goes my headphone. Maybe. Oh, that's where this was. Getting paint on my arm. That's always good. Where the fuck did it go? Of course it went to like a spot that I can't find it. God damn it. Where the fuck did it go? Oh god, is this obnoxious. Oh. Fucking magnets. Found it. So it fell underneath this little table I have here, and then I was like trying to sweep under it to like to kick it out. It just conveniently fell that way. And then I found my crimper that fell underneath it somehow. But then I couldn't find it, but I could hear it. And then but then the magnet on the headphone for its charger clipped it to that, and so that it was not where I was looking for. Magnets, how do they work? Did that line make everybody juggalos? That and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Well, so it's from an actual song. Literally a line in a Insane Clown Posse song, Mud. Magnets, how do they work? Like word for word. You're jug adjacent. Well, just so you know, Fago is banned on this stream. Okay, this is purely an RC Cola stream. Okay? Fago is banned. No. How many times do I have to say this? And Maddie, I'm actually not even sure RC Cola makes diet. I have yet to see actual diet RC Cola at a store. Fago's banned in the stream, Carlos. I'm not even sure. Maddie, do they have RC Cola? So like RC Cola I think is targeted at poorer markets, by the way, or like less affluent areas, because in the suburb I used to live in, you could not find RC Cola at any grocery store or anything, but here it's at every single one. Yeah. But that seems to be a recent thing. But I buy their 2 liters, Maddie. Their 2 liters are $1.50 still for a 2 liter of that shit. And Cherry RC Cola is actually pretty good. See, that sounds pretty good. I haven't had shitty pizza for a while, but I was tempted the other day to get some Domino's. But then I'm like, I shouldn't spend the money on food that I'll hate. If I'm gonna spend money on food, or like from a restaurant, I should just get a burrito because I always like those. Yep. Well, that's what I was thinking. Sometimes they have these like really good deal mods where you can get like a large for like $8, and you're like, okay, all right. Like you can get like a large like 2 topping. That's what you almost got? Yeah. I got a burrito today. But I probably gained some weight at my parents because I was eating ice cream. They always have ice cream, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have ice cream after like every meal. I know, same, Maddie. And they kind of like, you know, it's sweet of them because they kind of like, you know, having somebody back in the house. So they just like, whatever you want to eat, you know, it's just like, yeah. That's got like, I'm like the youngest, but like, they just like, you know, there was we had 5 kids in our family, so they were used to like always kind of making big meals. So I think they just kind of like having the company and stuff like that. And they like they flip back onto that switch pretty easily. All right. Well, I'm out of colors. I think we're in a fine enough spot to call it here. I know this was kind of a shorter stream, even though I haven't streamed in a while, but this is just a block in. Next stream will be on Wednesday. So let's clean up. With big paintings, like this is a 36 inch by 24 inch, so you know, I know I can't do it in one, and I don't want to just bring out like I don't want to have to do like 2 rounds of paint. And I've used up I brought out like another layer of white. I could probably do a little bit more white. We could try that actually. I got a little bit of white paint to use up, so. You like the Oklahoma representation? Oh, what do you mean the Oklahoma representation? Oh, I see, I see, I see. Okay. I could probably make that darker. So like this value is pretty off, and now it still is. Okay. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Okay. Let's clean up. Packing it up, everybody. I am going to disappear forever. How you doing, Oxford? Hi. Well, we're cleaning up. Oh, you can't even see the cleanup. It's not bad. I think the dimensions are okay. Well, I'll move it around to see so you guys can see better after I clean up. Hello. Everybody, I had to order more D-wipes. D-wipes are expensive, yo. That, like, large tub is, like, 23 bucks. For my D, I know. There's, like, 125. So let's just say I get 100 sessions out of it. But all of the like, you know, it's like, but Maddie, there's also, I use the laundry detergent, the de-lighting laundry detergent. I also have a surface cleaner that I need to use more often as well. And they kind of just like, it's just kind of like, you know, chemicals are kind of more expensive though. So, but do you know who uses D-wipes the most? Because there's a lot of companies particularly for this, but it's a ripoff. What industry uses D-wipe or like lead wipes the most? About once a year, Maddie. At my current rate, I would need more than one a year. So what industry uses the lead wipes the most, everybody? For an oily point. Jewelers? Nope. It could reasonably be two, but I am looking for one answer because that's the one that like shows up online the most. And I do think it's a larger use case too. All right. You can't see it on my palette cam, but I'm going to wipe this D and you're just going to listen to the audio. Oh my God. This is sick. Oh, I hate this. Now that I'm a president, this feels even more depraved. Oh my God, you're watching a president do this. Yep, Mud, you got it right. Gun ranges. It's geared specifically for gun ranges. So you'll see a lot of companies do like gun range wipes and stuff like that. Apparently, you know, just like being around the ammunition, touching it, and I think some of the gas residue. So particularly like shooting ranges, right? That's what a lot of the lead wipes are geared for on Amazon. And I would like, the other industry is machining, but it's not common enough. Like, so like, for example, at my previous CNC place, we didn't have lead wipes because we didn't use lead for anything, right? There are still machining stuff that does like use lead, but it's just not that common. Not more than gun ranges. All right. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out. Sorry my palette cam's not working. I don't know. I don't know. I have to investigate. Don't know. It's plugged in. Everything is plugged in. I haven't done anything different than normal and it just wouldn't work. So might have to get a new one. But who knows what that's gonna fucking cost. Yeah. Next stream is going to be on Wednesday. Tomorrow I can't do it. Tuesday we're watching gay hockey. I don't like to stream on Tuesdays. So next stream is going to be on Wednesday, everybody. Do we have a chance in hell at finishing this? I don't know. Probably not. This is a little bit of a... It's still a complicated piece. I didn't even put the cigarette in there. 3 sessions minimum. Gay hockey, heated rivalry. Heated rivalry, Karen. You too, Omizu. Thanks for hanging out. And I guess I'll give you guys more tea as I get it in. Like you needed help. I don't think I have much interest in rewatching it, do I? You guys have been doing a good job of explaining everything. I mean, that's pretty much what gay hockey would imply, right? I'm a little disappointed by the locker room scenes, though. I think they should have gone all hogs out. I think it should have been hogs out whole time in those locker rooms. They should have just like we should have seen like 30 different penises in this show. I think they should have went for it. That's part of my reason for existing, Maddie. I mean, it's more than hockey sprinkles. Thank you, Karen. I know you agree with me. It's more than hockey sprinkles. I understand, but the culture of the players, their parents, their personal ambition is all hockey related. Exactly. That's why I say I would argue that, like, yes, it could have been other sports. However, hockey works the best because there's also a cultural difference between the two. So hockey specifically, the choice of hockey works really well because, like, you don't see Russians play like NFL football or baseball or like, I think the specific use of a Russian and a Canadian works very well with those interesting like cultural differences and dynamics. So you can't have it be like curling or, like what sports does like Canada only really does hockey. Like, sure, they have other sports, but like, so I applaud that clever choice of using hockey. Yeah, hockey. I mean, yeah, everyone, Well, because also, not to mention, it's super competitive. Like, it's also like hockey is probably one of the lesser progressive sports as far as like the cultural attitude of the players. Canada has basketball teams, but like Karen, they only have MLB team. They only have one NBA team, but they have four professional hockey teams: Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal. And then kids sports, it's all hockey. They have they don't have an NFL team. Oh yeah, they have Ottawa too, so they have 5 teams. They have five NHL teams. Wait, Vancouver, Calgary, Winnipeg, Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal. We forgot Winnipeg too. Well, no, I think she's a hockey fan, but I think I think she would have considered other sports, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if she specifically envisioned a Russian guy being a part of this, because the Russian dynamic adds a lot to it. I watch a lot of sports, and I'm actually missing sports right now. Because Russia competes in a lot of stuff in the Olympics, but then it's really just hockey over there too. They don't do rugby. They do have soccer, but not the same as European countries. But it's just Olympic sports and hockey in Russia. So, Jesus Christ, Karen. You scare me. Well, here's the thing, though. Canada is definitively a very progressive country, right? Even at that time period, or not very, significantly more progressive than Canada, right? Oh yeah, you can kick my ass, Karen. Muay Thai and kickboxing. I'm a canonically terrible fighter, but then you see what's the Canada boy's name? I forgot his name. Shane. Shane's issue is not cultural as much so as parental or family related and industry related and autism, I guess, right? But why can't I remember his name? Russian boy. Russian boy has so much more yeah, right. Shane's is more personal. Russian boy, Ilya. That's right. I thought it was Ilya, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't confident enough to say it. Ilya is well, gay is illegal, and being gay is illegal in Russia. It's it would immediately ostracize him from a lot of people, and then he has to deal with the competitive sports side. But it's interesting because he seems more cavalier about it than Shane, obviously. And I find that dynamic very interesting. But I think it works really well because he's Russian. Specifically because he's Russian. Because if he was Swedish or something like that, then it would just have to be family again. Where are we going? Yeah. Fine. Get me off of Badley's soapbox. I'm gonna start speaking in the third person more. We have Punk Noir. We have Cuppa Joe. That's about it. We'll raid Punk Noir. What does ATP stand for? Oh, that's nice. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Sorry. We're gonna raid Punk Noir. At this point, okay. I thought it was an Alien versus Predator reference. Son of a bitch. Amanda. I forgot. You missed all the HOAT. Yeah, I'm a Generalissimo now. El Presidente. All right, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm getting a message. I'm getting distracted. I'll talk about it more. I'll probably repeat this. Blah, blah, blah. Anywho, I gotta go, or I'm gonna go. I don't have to go, but I'm going to go. And, we'll see y'all soon.